Okay, so in today's video we're talking about the SpeedyBee TX800 video transmitter. I showed you this in a previous video where I showed you the build of this SpeedyBee V2 frame. And we're also going to talk about the SpeedyBee antennas as well. These are the new version 2 antennas. They sent one of each type of the connectors. There's 4 different types of connectors available. And I used the antenna with this video transmitter at 800 milliwatts, which is the maximum power output for this video transmitter. Just some of the specs here quick, and I'll throw some right here on the screen as well. 800 milliwatts maximum power. It uses IRC tramp for the I guess the Betaflight OSD changing of your settings. It's a pretty easy to install. It's just a 20 by 20 board with M3 holes for mounting. Has a 4-pin connector with a plug that you can just basically solder onto 5 volts, ground video out from your flight controller to the video transmitter, and also the line for the video transmitter control. So there's 4 wires. It's pretty simple to wire up. There are also solder pads on the bottom of the board if you want to use those instead of the plug. Some people prefer those. The heatsink that you see here, the gold colored heatsink, is nice looking, but I'm not sure how much of a performance improvement that has in terms of heat dissipation, because it doesn't seem like it touches any components on the actual board itself. From what I can tell, I think maybe they may have misaligned it, but I used it anyway. It seemed fine. I didn't have any overheating issues or anything like that. However, if you're putting this into a lighter build, something smaller than a 5-inch, like a 3-inch, and you're concerned about weight, that heatsink weighs about 3 grams, so you probably should be okay to not use it. And just make sure that wherever you put it into your build, just make sure that it has adequate airflow, so when you're flying around, it will have airflow to cool it down while you're flying around. So I think that should be adequate. It's going to also reduce your overall weight by that 3 grams from the heatsink. So quickly, and in terms of performance, this seems pretty much in line with most other video transmitters in this power range. I think most of the ones I've tested are in like the 600 milliwatt range. I don't typically go much above that, so I think we're going to see more 800 milliwatts as sort of the standard now. Obviously there's going to be bigger ones. I think the 30 by 30 ones can go up to 1 watt, even bigger. So as the components get improve, the power outputs are also improving as well. But in terms of for my testing purposes and the kind of things that I do for flying, I'm not so interested in long range, because I don't really do long range. More interested in how penetration is, and I think that's the testing you're going to see here at the end. If you're more curious about what the penetration is like at this power level, you'll see that demo here at the very end of the video. That'll be the flight demo, and I talk about what I see while I'm flying around. And I'm not using any kind of fancy antennas or anything. I'm just using like my Sky Zone goggles with just 2 omnidirectional antennas. So nothing really, no like fancy patch antennas, nothing like that. Just want to see like what the basic, the baseline performance of this video transmitter is like. That also being said, the antennas here seem to be decent. I mean, honestly, like in terms of the technical aspects of the antenna, in terms of its frequency tuning and all that kind of stuff, I don't have any of that kind of equipment to test that. It seemed okay for the kinds of things that I was interested in. But if you need more rigorous testing, you probably want to check out some other channels that have that kind of equipment, that actually look at the actual specific details of the antenna itself. But the antennas seem like they're good quality to me. I didn't have any issues with getting decent video at various ranges that I normally fly at. Okay, so before I announce the 2 winners of the SpeedyBee video transmitter, I do want to talk a little bit about this GEP-RC video transmitter that was on here previously. That, like I said, I don't do long range or that kind of deep dive testing on these analog video transmitters. So I would like to give an opportunity for someone else to give this a try. This does go up to 1.6 watts or 1600 milliwatts. Anything above 1000 milliwatts in the US is considered illegal to use, so I did not do any of that kind of testing. We don't do illegal things on this channel. So I would like to give this to someone who is perhaps going to use it in a in a way that it could show this in a little bit better light than I did, and perhaps someone with a smaller channel like on YouTube or Instagram, and you want to get a little bit more exposure. Let me know. we could do like a collaboration or something like that. Mostly, I would like to give it to you and see what kind of testing you can do with it and what kind of performance you can get out of it, sort of in a more, in a different way than I used it. So if you're interested in that, DM me on Instagram. I'm going to post this on Instagram as well, to give someone else a chance to use it and get a little bit of exposure. And of course, I will share your channel and the video footage of that on a future video at some point. But yeah, we can work that out in detail. So just send me a DM if you're interested in collaborating on this. Okay, so getting to the winners of the video transmitter, the two winners are OCFPV and Tom Fodor. So congratulations to those two. They have already been emailed because on the giveaway form, you had to send your email in. So if you are the two winners and you did not see an email from me, check your spam folder. Sometimes those things go to spam and you may have missed it. So in case you did, double check that. But those are the two winners. Congratulations. I will make arrangements with SpeedyBee to have those shipped out to you. Also, I do want to let you guys know that the links to these products are down in the video description, to the video transmitter and to the antennas, along with the other parts for this frame, and the link to the video for the build of this and all that kind of stuff, flight footage of this particular frame, and is in the previous video. That'll also be linked in the video description. So again, the links to the products are affiliate links. If you happen to buy anything with those affiliate links, you do get a small commission for that, and it does support the channel if you do buy through those links. Now, I do often get questions about the links in my videos, and yes, most of them are affiliate links. If you do not, if you happen to not like these particular products and would still like to support the channel, I do have a list of other affiliate links to basically all the stores that I work with down in the video description. So I often get questions, I want to buy something and support your channel. Can you send me a link? All those links are going to be in the video description. I've been putting those in the video descriptions for a couple months now. But yeah, I still do often get those questions. And if you do want to support this channel and the work I do, if you like the videos, then yeah, you just go down to the video description. You can choose any of the stores that you like, buy anything you like, and I will receive a small commission from those links. So hopefully that'll clear up some of those questions about that. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Here's the flight footage, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. So I'm not going to be doing a range test with this. Don't really do any range testing. Your performance is going to really vary on the antennas you're going to be using, and I am just using some Foxy or Lollipop like micro antennas, no patch antennas, nothing to give me extended range. And actually flying behind me here, I'm more curious about the penetration at 800 milliwatts through these trees at a closer distance, and that also give you an indication of what kind of range you might expect. But range is really dependent on the equipment you're going to be using, and also the environment you're flying through, also the quality of your receivers. There's a lot of factors, anything that's going to be interfering with that signal. So a lot of trees here in between where I am and the quad is, and also the lower you get to the ground, the more interference you're going to experience. So I get a lot of questions about that, and thought I'd get some of those out of the way here so that you guys know that yeah, signal quality in analog is highly dependent on a lot of factors. It's very different from digital. If you've seen DJI stuff, you don't get the breakups and that kind of stuff like that. I mean, this is still fairly flyable here, even through all of these trees and everything, very low to the ground at 800 milliwatts. So also the quality of the antenna that's transmitting, the SpeedyBee antenna. So we're testing that as well, and it's pretty decent. It's about what I expect for this distance with this amount of objects and trees and stuff in the way, low to the ground. This is actually pretty decent in my opinion, just based on some of the other things I've tested in the past. Yeah, if you're looking for perfect picture, no breakup, and like be able to go behind objects and stuff like that without with your video flickering, then you pretty much have to not use analog. You're gonna have to go to DJI. So I think that some of you guys that do fly analog regularly do know this. Now if I fly closer and no objects in the way, clear line of sight, as you can see, no breakups, pretty clear picture. And as you get closer to those buildings over here, these buildings here on the right are Wi-Fi traps. There's a lot of Wi-Fi, these are like office buildings, and they have very strong Wi-Fi over here. So as you get closer to those buildings, the Wi-Fi is going to get, or the signal is going to get degraded as they get further away. But with clear line of sight, pretty decent. As I turn around and my quad is blocking the antenna, let's see what that's like. Not too bad. A little bit of breakup. But if I get low, then you'll see more breakup from the trees blocking the signal, essentially. Yeah. Anyway, if you're looking for range tests, sorry, don't do that here on this channel. Gonna have to wait for someone else to do a long distance range test. 800 milliwatts, probably with good equipment and everything, is going to take you out several miles with clear line of sight, but that's not what we're doing here today. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Talk to you later.